started off really good, so we'll see what he can do against this Dolphin defense.
And it was a beauty against the Jets. He led a touchdown drive. There's a little pass, and that's to the 30, and then a big hit. Elijah Campbell there for the Dolphins. Dolphins bring some pressure. Brooks up the middle, but they block it up well, and that's a first down out in the flat. He refuses to quit. Here's Daniels to throw. And that's complete, just short of the 45-yard line. Cam Smith in coverage against Terry McLaurin, one of the best in the NFL. Really had quite a marriage here as they approach year number 3 with the Dolphins. Mostert for the first time with the touch. He's got the first down inside the 35. Mostert, the running back, 4th and inches. And Raheem picks it up.
Nice movement at the point of attack over there.
2nd and 1. They picked up 9 yards on that Smith run. Achane, he's got the first down. Picks up about 4 in this Dolphins offense. Jonnu Smith in there. Washington as well with Craycraft. And they're looking for River. End zone. He's got it. Touchdown. Oh, Tua, that's a beautiful throw, and he's dancing, and River Craycraft hauls it in. 40-yard line, so you don't want to do that. Jaden Daniels in for his 2nd series. Robinson breaks a tackle, gets across the 30, upended by Marcus May, but he's got a first down. So Daniels operating the Washington offense. Fake the handoff to Eckler, keep it himself. There goes Jaden Daniels to the 50-yard line. Marcus May took him down. And this time Patterson is good.
He's unique, certainly, and he's doing a great job, and everybody loves him.
Big scramble here. Jeff Driscoll now in at quarterback, finding all kinds of room. Finally hauled down inside the Dolphins' 30-yard line. Quentin Bell got all the way there to make the tackle.
Yeah, big hole in the middle of that offensive line. You can fight your way through it, and I like the attitude that they've got coming in.
Thompson has Achane at midfield. And out of bounds inside the Washington 45-yard line. Forrest made the tackle. Devon Achane. Washington, a great year at Virginia last year in college. Skylar Thompson scrambling. Buys himself some time. Throws end zone for Berrios. And it's off his hands and incomplete.
It's become a chip shot these days, right, Cole?
It has, man. These guys are booming them from 55-60 during warm-up. Sanders is perfect there. Well, that's what we're trying to do. You're so good at the trivia, we've got to throw some, tough ones at you. Driscoll, deep over the middle, and McCaffrey's got it.
If you shift them over another way, you're in a 4-3. So you always keep that offense guessing.
And Needham came again, and there's Cam Smith.
There you go, Cam.
Step for step with Zacchaeus, the veteran, and he knocks it away. Now, that's a big play for Cam Smith. Brandon Peelian on that defensive line, the undrafted free agent, 2nd year. And look at that. Chop Robinson. Welcome to South Florida. Robinson and Kamara, the 2 rookies on the edge. And there's Mo Kamara. So after Robinson, the 1st-round pick, makes a play, Jalen Phillips loves it. Mo gets in there in the backfield. Quite the athletic family. 3rd and 11. Driscoll looking end zone. Incomplete. Neal was out there in coverage. Saran Neal, free agent from Buffalo.
The new kickoff rules are going to affect that special teams roster.
38-yarder for Patterson. That is good. He's 2 for 4 now in the first half. So Thompson, they won't just take the knee. They'll try to do something. Brooks is the running back. Thompson will shovel it over to Jonnu Smith. He goes out of bounds at the 28.
That tackle that really kind of slowed him down, but he's a guy that always wants to be in there. He gets hurt, he plays. Look at this one.
Ezekama breaks the tackle. Snead out there blocking for him. And he makes something out of nothing, reversing field. 1,000+ yards receiving every year. Brooks with a huge hole. Breaks a tackle at midfield. Chris Brooks to the 40, 30. They're trying to chase him down, and they finally get him to the ground at the 10-yard line. The Dolphins have it at the Washington 10. Brooks gets the call that time, met in the backfield, and they'll take him down for a loss of a couple. And ooh, he got hit hard, and Chris Brooks is in pain. That's Snead in motion. Thompson, quick out to Ezekama, met immediately and taken down. That's a loss of about 3 yards. Going wide right. Thompson doesn't have a man open, will scramble, buying time, under pressure, and he's taken down back at the 15-yard line. Big play on that drive was the 58-yard run by Chris Brooks, who unfortunately then had to be helped off the field with injuries. Sanders is perfect down the middle.
He's been around the league a long time, and each and every time you see someone with him, you can see the respect that they have for him. Good play right there.
Brandon Peely gets in there for the sack. It's now 3rd and 2 for the Dolphins. White with time, going deep, has a man open. Ezekama's got it at the Washington 15-yard line. They pick up 34 yards. Dolphins spread it out here for Mike White on 2nd down. And White is hit, and that ball is loose. Free football. And Washington falls on it. And in the first half, as they get to McSorley, down he goes. In the first half, Anthony Weaver said, I was afraid to go offside, so I was lined up like a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Mike White in his 6th year, 2nd with the Dolphins, University School. Pembroke Pines native, South Florida through and through. He's got Ezekama again! And he works his way to the 31-yard line. They fake to Burton. White's under pressure, and they've got him. White over the middle, and that is broken up, incomplete. Would not have been enough for the first time. Down anyway. Burton was covered by Castro Field. He's got a lot of experience in these preseason games, and Dolphins all rave about him. Sanders misses.
Obviously, they see us play, and Hard Knocks, they were able to see a little bit of behind the scenes, but, just kind of share their experience with them because, they're here supporting us every single game, so it's only right that we give them a little taste of what it's like.
So well-deserved there from Jalen Phillips. He gets it. Burton has had to come on at running back.
Not only in South Florida, but around the National Football League, and he's been criticized for this and that, and going through all the contract stuff, and he's fought his way through it.
2nd down and 5. McSorley, the former Penn State quarterback. They hand it off to Allen. He fumbles. That ball is loose, and the Dolphins have it. First turnover of the game by Washington, and McMorris with the recovery. They got some depth there at that cornerback position. Isaiah Johnson has really had a nice night tonight. McSorley looking, and that's a good ball right there, and that's a completion.
I've seen him a couple times, talked to him a couple times during the offseason, and I'll tell you, just very, very impressed with the guy that he is.
Channing Tindall.
Not just throwing him out there and, grinding him down and doing this, but making sure that they've got a say in what's going on, making sure they're invested in the team and what it does. And so a lot of reasons for a player to come down here and want to be part of this organization.
McSorley scrambles, and he throws, and he's got Wiley. That's a first down. Payne and Gallimore in there on that D-line, looking for some pressure. Tipped, and it's intercepted! And then fumbled by Perry. Oh, man, Mark Perry came up with that deflection, but then he lost it.
Rolling on the field. It's an interception with the fumble recovered by the original offense. First down, Washington.
It came loose. So now they've got a first down at the 31. Little screen to Wiley. Jason Maitre got up there for the tackle.
Nice play by Maitre. There's a lot to look forward to.
29 seconds left. McSorley pressured, flushed out of there by Kamara. Throws sideline, complete to the running back Wiley. And he is out of bounds at the Dolphins' 10-yard line. Peely in on the D-line, 4th down. McSorley throws, incomplete. Johnson in coverage. Tinsley got a hand on it, could not hold on, and the Dolphins will hold on.